Right, so we are getting started with social studies. I am waiting for our in-person students' voices to be off. All right, so we are on page 12. I'm going to read the top part, but then I will be calling on someone to come over and read one of the captions. So follow along with me. Later explorers. Despite the hardships of the journeys west, Europeans were eager to discover and claim new lands. Explorers continued to venture to the New World. Spanish and Portuguese settlements grew more established in Mexico and in Central and South America. Other nations set their sights on the rest of North America. Early on, many explorers still hoped to find the Cavade, or something they really want, sea route to China called the Northwest Passage. Remember, guys, all this exploring started because they want to find a sea route to China. That's how all of this started. As time passed, no such route was found. Other opportunities presented themselves, however. The New World proved to be rich in natural resources. So we can see the map of North America. Yep. So you can see like the tan, that's the United States, and this orangish color, reddish color is Canada. All right, who can come over and read where it says European still? Since it was Max's idea, Max, you can come over. Max's idea for people to read. Michael gave the good idea of people coming over here. All right, go ahead, Max. Everyone follow along.
Europeans still hoped to find a direct route to China through the North American continent. Many waterways emptied into the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. This gave them hope that such a route existed. North America, however, is a big continent. No rivers stretch across it. The only true Northwest Passage lies in the dangerously icy seas in northern Canada.
Awesome. Because you guys, if we look at our map, do any of those rivers span the entire length of North America?
The Mississippi one almost does.
Almost, but it stops, right? It stops. So that wasn't a good route. However, the icy seas in northern Canada, now that was an option. Here, I'm going to quickly read the timeline and then we'll go on to the next page and I'll have people read those captions. So, 1524, that's when, I think it's Verrazano, explored the eastern coast of North America for France, and he discovered New York Harbor. In 1534, Jacques Cartier sails for the New World and explores the St. Lawrence River, allowing France to claim lands in Canada. And today, there are still people in Canada who speak French. In 1985, the English colony of Roanoke is founded. In 1590, the English colony of Roanoke is discovered to be deserted. So if you guys have ever heard of Roanoke, it was the first colony, the first English colony, and what happened is they established it, then one or two of the people who helped establish it went back to England. I don't know, they had a message or something, and then they came back to the colony and everyone was gone, and no one knows what happened to them. Then in 1604, the French settled on St. Croix Island, and then in 1607, Hudson begins his first journey from England in search of the Northwest Passage. So then on page 13, who can talk to us about Giovanni da Verrazano? Let's have Zoe come on over. Follow along. Yes.
How do you say?
Giovanni
da
Verrazano.
An Italian explorer working for France, was looking for a sea route to Asia. His voyages took him along the North American coast. There he first spotted New York Harbor. He continued north to Newfoundland before returning to France. He made 2 additional trips to the New World and was killed by Native Americans on his final voyage.
Awesome job. Who can read to us about Jacques Cartier? Let's have Will come on over. Yeah, bring your magazine. So Jacques Cartier. It's Jacques. It's French.
Jacques Cartier, a French explorer, was sent to find the Northwest Passage. His voyage took him up the St. Lawrence River into is now Quebec, Canada. On a later voyage, he tried to establish a colony in the area. Before the colonists arrived, Cartier found what he thought were golden diamonds. He took the stones and hurried back to France. He soon learned that he was wrong and the stones were worthless. The colonists he left behind lasted through one harsh winter before giving up and also returning to France.
Nice job. Have any of you ever heard of Cartier diamonds?
Yeah.
I think it was based off of Jacques Cartier because he found what he thought were gold and diamonds. And he brought it back to friends and said, "Guys, look at what I found." And they're like, "This is fake. It's worthless." So I think whoever made Cartier diamonds, it was with the story of Jacques Cartier in mind. It's kind of funny. Okay, Hudson's first. Who can come over and read that for us? Let's have Chanel come on over. So we're reading underneath the flags. There are two flags here. All right, follow along with Chanel.
Hudson's first two voyages were paid for by the British-based Muscovy Company. Always too entrepreneurial, he found investors with the Dutch East India Company for his third trip. Later, back in England, Hudson was ordered not to sail for other nations. The British East India Company joined the Muscovy Company in sponsoring his fourth voyage. The territories he chartered were split between British and Dutch claims.
Awesome job. So Hudson had to have sponsors because it cost money to travel. So you weren't able to get a boat and a crew and all those things you need without having a sponsor. So sometimes a country, like the ruler of a country, sponsored you. Other times, companies sponsored you. How many of you have watched Pirates of the Caribbean?
Of course.
How many of you have heard of the East India Trading Company? So I think that was a play off of the East India Company from actual history. And so companies like the East India Company in real life or the East India Trading Company in movies like Pirates of the Caribbean could sponsor people to travel. All right, let's learn about King Francis I. Let's have Eosius come on over and read about King Francis I. Oh, nice and loud for us, Eosius.
King Francis I of France sponsored
Jacques Cartier's
multiple voyages to North America. Cartier kept promising that riches lay further west. Cartier, however, continued to return without any gold or gems. The king commissioned a colony in order to secure French land claims. When the colony failed and no riches were found, France lost interest in exploring the New World for the next half century.
Nice job. So yeah, France, they were worried about gold and diamonds. That's what they wanted. And since none were being found, they're like, you know what? We don't care that much. We're fine. Let's move out. Let's go home. We're done. All right, Henry Hudson. Who can come read about Henry Hudson? Let's have Allison come on over.
Yay!
Nice and loud for us, Allison.
Henry Hudson led 4 voyages to North America in search of the Northwest Passage, the Hudson River in New York, and Hudson Bay in Canada on Minnesota. He was the first European known to explore the waterways. His fourth voyage ended in
a mutiny.
A rebellion that left Hudson behind and returned to England.
Nice job. So, have any of you visited the Hudson River in New York or the Hudson Bay in Canada? Okay, so they were named after Henry Hudson. And you guys, a mutiny, that is when like a ship captain's crew turns against him. They say, you haven't been a good leader, we're taking over the ship and we're leaving you here. So obviously Henry Hudson's crew was not very happy with him, so they left him and they took the ship and returned to England without him. So I don't know exactly what he did, but obviously he did something to make his crew upset. All right, follow. Another part security reference. Okay, let's quick look at our timeline. Let's see where we're at now. So 1607, English colony at Jamestown, Virginia becomes the first permanent English settlement in the Americas. And there is still Jamestown, Virginia today. In 1608, Hudson began his second voyage from England. Also in 1608, French explorer Samuel de Champlain builds a fortress in what is now Quebec City. In 1609, Hudson began his third expedition and discovers the Hudson River in present-day New York. In 1610, Hudson's fourth and final voyage leads him to discover Hudson Bay and Hudson Strait, which is north of Quebec. And then in 1620, English separatists, now known as Pilgrims, sailed to North America on the Mayflower. Yes, Jack L.
Well, he was exploring the Hudson River, but it might have later been explored. But that's
Exactly. Yes. The Captain Sully, the pilot who landed the plane in the Hudson, that's the same one. Yeah, awesome. Great connection, Jack. Go ahead, Richie. All right, last 2 pages. We're going to read 14 and 15. Explorers at a glance. I'm going to read the top part, then I'm going to call on someone to come over and read the caption. Follow along with me. Explorers at a glance. Europeans had soon mapped, charted, and claimed much of the world. Nations would never again be unaware of what lay beyond the horizon. Instead, the great differences between one place and another slowly began to fade away. The age of exploration may have ended, but pioneers, colonies, settlements, and global trade were just getting started. From that point on, the fortunes and futures of people all over the world were forever tied together. So that time period, you guys, when all these explorers were going around exploring new places and new things, that was considered the age of exploration, when all these explorers were out exploring. If we look at our map, we see lots of different colors, right, of lines. So I have to scroll down, but you can see that each of those lines, those different colors, represents a different explorer. They explored quite a bit, didn't they? Magellan? Yes, Magellan, is he the purple? Yes. Yep, Magellan, he explored quite a bit. And then this darker blue teal color, that is Hudson, who we were just talking about. Now, why do you think he has so many lines? Well, he got left behind, but how many? He had 4 voyages. So 4 different times he went exploring. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, so lots of exploring. Who can read come over and read the caption for our map? Let's have Philip come on over. You can read on my screen. All right, follow along with Philip. Nice and loud.
Each voyage faced its own hardships, from illness to treachery to bloody battles with native people. Explorers faced very real dangers. The lure of great rewards, however, drove them forward. The ambition for wealth and power, along with a belief in European superiority, led to the cruel treatment of many native people.
Nice job. Exactly. So you guys, these explorers, they're exploring new places. They want wealth, they want power. Because they want that wealth and power so bad, the people who are native to the lands they discovered, the people already living there, they were oftentimes very cruel to in search of that wealth and power. So they were letting wealth and power kind of come above respect for humans. What? Yes, you can. All right. Then on page 15, the dangers of. Let's have Addie come on over. Exactly. All right, Addie, nice and loud for us.
The dangers of the voyage itself weren't the only risks explorers faced. Jealous rivals at home often plotted against them. New groups were sent out to take control of lands already claimed. Such powers struggled to lead the death.
Led to the deaths
Led
of
to the death of both
Vasco
Vasco
Nunez
Nunez
de Balboa,
and
Francisco
Pizarro.
Nice job. Nice job. Yeah, so oftentimes, even though one country may have claimed a land, they had to kind of keep hold of that land because another country might wait until they send some people back to their country and go, okay, now you're sailing, you're taking over that land now that most of their people went back to their original country. So oftentimes they were fighting over land. They wanted to stake the claim for the most land. European nations. Who can come over and read that for us? Let's have Emmy come on over. Don't worry, we still have some more captions. I need everyone to respectfully be following along, though. Nice and loud.
European nations often put a single ruler in charge of a territory. Governors or
Viceroys
were
appointed
appointed by monarchs and often have complete control over an area. Assemblies and other systems of
representation.
Okay. Representation developed only as colonies grew. The more Europeans lived in an area, the more they demanded to take apart any new government.
Nice job. All right. So if we look by the numbers, Columbus, his journey across the Atlantic took 2 months and 9 days. The length of his complete voyage was 7 months and 12 days. For Magellan, his voyage before his death took 1 year, 7 months, and 7 days, which is like, whoa. But remember, Magellan is that purple line on our map. So he traveled quite a bit, right? Yeah, so it makes sense it was longer. The length of his complete voyage was 2 years, 11 months, and 19 days. Then, so almost 3 years, yeah. Vespucci, the length of his complete voyage was 1 year, 2 months, and 9 days. And Ponce de Leon, the length of his voyage from Puerto Rico to Florida was less than a month. Which now, how long does an airplane trip from Puerto Rico to Florida take? A few hours. Isn't that amazing? It really is.
I bet the purple one, that if you added them all together, I bet that takes a ton of
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. But right, it's amazing how technology has advanced so much. But during this time, this was huge. They were able to travel to new lands and across the world. All right. As the age of exploration, let's have Jacko come on over. You can read for us. All right, boys, stop. Follow along with Jacko.
Of exploration ended, a new danger arrived. On the high seas, pirates began to take advantage of naval traffic. They attacked merchant ships and stole valuable cargo. Pirates' crews came from all over Europe and Africa. Some pirates, called privateers, were backed by European nations and encouraged to prey on ships of rivals. Many crew members had escaped from slave trade. The legends of famous pirates like Blackbeard have lived on in classic books and modern movies alike. Pirates' lives are shown as free and full of adventure.
Nice job. So that's probably where we talked about the movie Pirates of the Caribbean earlier. It's from those kinds of pirates. But did you guys notice how it said European nations would back and encourage pirates to prey on the ships of their enemies? That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of times in our movies, pirates, they claim to not be ruled by anyone. But in reality, they were being ruled by different countries, weren't they? They were getting paid to prey on rivals of certain countries. Yes, Jacko?
Oh, you can actually see one of the pictures in the pirate in the background. He actually has an Apollo.
Yeah, he does. He does actually have a parrot on his shoulder. And yeah, they're wearing bright colors. Usually in movies, do pirates wear bright colors? No, they're usually like dark or red or skulls. Yeah, but in this picture, they're not. Exactly. Exactly. Nice work, Vic.